Phill, you're here. Welcome to this False Face special presentation of a full-length album commentary track for Cradle of Filth's classic 1996 album Vempire, with none other than its recording drummer Nick Barker, who played with the group from 1993 to 1999. This just so happens to be my favourite album of all time. Here's just another of the many copies that I've accumulated over the years. DVD commentaries I've been a fan of for decades, probably as long as I've liked Cradle of Filth, and I can never figure out why DVD style commentaries for music never caught on, because I would love to listen to artists talking about their music as the music's playing, so they can go, this riff, this part, here's what happened with this guy, and so on. And that's what we've got in our hands here. So I've clipped this out from a longer episode of The False Face, which is also available now on my channel, and now takes the title previously also held by me as the host of Nick Barker's longest interview ever. So now I've got, I think, his 2 longest interviews ever. But yeah, I wanted to clip this out just as a special kind of one-off thing to celebrate this album's 30th anniversary. It was released in April of 1996, so we missed that because Nick wasn't in great health at the time that we originally conceived the idea of doing this together. But yeah, it's going up now, and also in the main video that the commentary appears in, I've stripped the audio of the album out, so you'll have to sync that up to listen to it along with the album, whereas here I've presented the album with the audio, with the caveat that I don't know how long it's going to be on YouTube, because if the copyright police, well, they're just the actual police really, aren't they, I suppose. If the long arm of copyright law reaches towards The False Face, I will comply in this thing. It'll be gone in a flash. But if whoever owns the appropriate rights, whether it's publishing or, I don't know, copyright to this, consents for this to remain on YouTube, then what you're about to see is me and Nick Barker talking over the entirety of Vempire while Vempire plays, which would be pretty cool. Darkness Shall Rise is the company that has most recently released the album. That's the copy that you see sitting behind me there, which comes with a full color glossy poster as well as an illustrated and liner note annotated booklet, full size as well, 12-inch size, as well as download card of the album. The album has been remixed by Patrick Engel, and sounds fantastic. Remixed, remastered, I'm not sure what exactly the term is. It hasn't changed the overall sound of the album, but for example, as me and Nick discussed, the snare sounds an awful lot better, cymbals are brighter, there's a little more clarity maybe to the guitars, and it has never sounded better. Patrick has also done remixes of Principle of Evil Made Flesh and the original Sin version of Dusk and Her Embrace. Something that I would encourage you to do is to check out the longer interview with Nick as well. I mean, I imagine if you're watching this, you're a fan of Nick Barker, so if you want to hear him talk about another 2.5 hours worth of stuff, head on over to the main video on The False Face as well. But the reason we didn't get this recorded sooner, as I've alluded to, is because he's been in pretty poor health recently. You may be aware of his liver issues that he's been dealing with for the past couple of years. On top of that, he actually dealt with another life-threatening illness recently, and I'm not exaggerating, we're talking a near-death experience for Nick here. So we talk about that in the video, but with that in mind, I'd like to point out for those that don't know, and remind those that do, that Nick has started a GoFundMe campaign to keep him on his feet, essentially, while he's unable to make a living from touring as a musician, which is what he's been doing for his entire adult life. And I would encourage everybody, don't be the one that thinks, someone else will do it, it'll be fine. Be the one, if you've got a $5 kicking around your PayPal balance, or if you know how crypto works. Like, crypto has always been Superman's dog to me. I'm not really into that side of things, but listen, if you've got the price of a CD that you've listened to on Spotify for free, send it to Barker. Do you know what I mean? We'll keep him on his feet until he can get back where he belongs, blasting skins like no other motherfucker walking the face of the earth. So check that out. And there's more details too about the upcoming Barker's Blastfest tribute fundraiser that's coming up in October in Manchester as well, in the main video, plus it's linked down below. Should be a graphic on screen now as well. Should be. I'm the editor. There is. But listen, I don't want to keep you any longer. I know why you're here. You're here to listen to Vempire with Nick Barker. What can I say? If you spend any of your time on The False Face, I really, really do appreciate it. I know I say this at the start of every video, but I'm not reading this off a script. This comes from the script of my heart. Stone cold gas to have you here. I like to chat. You've seen my video run times. Let's have a chat in the comments about Vempire. When was the first time you heard Vempire? First time you heard Nick Barker? Thoughts on other Cradle stuff? Thoughts on anything you want to talk about? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you like the video, YouTube has devised a way of telling YouTube that. hit one of these. Get subscribed. I've got more album commentaries coming from Nick. We're going to do the lot. We're going to do Principle, Dusk, Cruelty, maybe some Dimmu stuff, Lockup, Liquid Graveyard. I'd love to talk about that with him. All kinds of things. And more False Face guests have also agreed to do these album commentary things. This is here to stay, folks, as a format. I'm trying to make this a sustainable form of entertainment in these perhaps the dying days of the internet. And if you start to see it pop up elsewhere, just remember where you saw it first. So yeah, that's it. Listen, let's get on to the commentary. Like, subscribe, love yous. See you next time. We good for sound, Nick? Yeah,
perfect,
brilliant. The background information in the meantime. Promo copy here.
Oh, wow.
No logo. Yeah, just the art.
Wow. Yeah, I've got one too.
It's nice, isn't it? Yeah.
That's going to be worth a few shekels.
That was not cheap. I had to get that sent from Canada. Yeah, 22nd of April. So we're just over the 30th anniversary for this. My favourite Cradle of Filth record to this day.
Yeah,
so.
Mine too, actually.
Yeah.
Mine too. Next to the remix of Cruelty.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there you've got the we call that the Nick Barker bomb blast, basically. With the what I think you've explained this before, but just remind us, what was the reasoning for the 1, 2, 3, 4 pulse on the kick?
Okay, so without mentioning any names, certain people in the band couldn't keep time when I did the double.
Yes, okay.
So at half time, so they got like a metronome.
Yeah, I get you.
You know, I hated it because, especially when we got to tour America and stuff, you know, like all the death metal drummers were kind of like, oh, "You blast weird."
Yeah,
I don't understand this, like, because I'm dealing with fucking idiots. That's not true.
Yeah,
it's just some of the band members struggled.
Yeah, and even when you played live, you still played it that same way then.
Yeah, because they'd have the kick in the monitor.
Yes,
and it was just that constant metronome for them.
I get you.
And then when it switches over to what I call the Slayer beat, the skank beat, you know, the kick pattern's the same, so it was easy for them to
just follow straight through. Yeah. Who wrote this one, Nick? Was this wasn't a holdover from the Dusk sessions? This was new.
No, this is new. I think this was the first thing we wrote with Stuart.
Okay, yeah.
And the finger tapping thing, is absolutely brilliant. And the kick pattern there, is I was working on that so much for because it's the same as Queen of Winter Throne.
Yes.
You know, and I used to practice that all the time, and you know, at the time, what was it, 95 when we recorded it?
Yeah, late 95 into early 96, I believe.
Yeah, it was like January 95, or was it January 96? I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fucking freezing.
Yeah.
You know, up in West Yorkshire at Academy Studios, we had no money. We were sleeping on the floor.
Yeah.
The sleeping bags would be frozen solid to the floor.
Mm.
You know, frost on the inside windows. You could see your breath. You know, and we literally had no money whatsoever. But yeah, that was the first thing we wrote with Stuart. It's
also, I think, the only Cradle of Filth album that opens with a track that's like a metal track. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't open with a prolonged sort of keyboard piece.
And then we decided to record Forest.
Yeah.
Just because we knew it was the crowd favourite.
Yeah.
And we played it. It had a little bit more pizzazz, you know, from the principal version.
Yeah.
You know,
you can really hear your Neil Peart, I think, influence on this section in particular, with the composition of the way these lines evolve. You know, and you don't repeat yourself so much, but you kind of change little bits. It's very Peart, I think.
Well, if you listen to the drum tones as well, it sounds very akin to Death individual thought patterns.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to the toms,
yeah, of course,
it's got very much, because that album really changed me. That album spoke to me in ways music's never spoken to me before. Gene's playing on that album really transformed me into who I am today. You know, and I got the double rides and the splashes, and there's actually a few patterns later on that I actually ripped off from individual thought patterns.
Of course, yeah. Well, we all do it, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Are you happy with your drum sound in this album?
It's a little bit thin, but I'm really happy with it. You know, the cymbals in the master, I think they could have brought the cymbals out a little bit more.
Yeah.
You can hear some of the ride stuff and everything, but yeah, it's great. And it's the first time I ever triggered.
What, sorry?
It's the first time I ever triggered.
Oh, kick. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and what happened was I didn't have a module.
Mm-hmm.
So we used the Akai S1000 sampler.
Yeah.
And we just plugged it straight in to the board, and it just triggered. You know, we muted the kicks. Muted everything else.
Yeah.
Followed the kicks, and then put it through the sampler. And then if there was any doubles or anything, we'd have to tweak it. And,
yeah.
But for me, using the triggers for the first time, that totally transformed the music and my playing.
Yeah, of course. There's so many very, very subtle little 2 feet flourishes that you do.
Yes.
That, that's all over this record. Like,
that's very much a Gene Hoglan thing. You know, the
yes.
triplets, quads. It brings back so many memories.
Yeah.
You know, we were broke. We were broke as fuck. We had nothing. We literally would buy 2 or 3 potatoes from the shop and thin them slicely and fry them, and that would be dinner. We lived on toast.
It would have been such a weird situation for you too, obviously, because you just recorded a second album that you couldn't use.
Yeah.
And you needed to record Vempire to get out of your deal with Cacophonous, but it doesn't sound like a contractual obligation. Do you know what I mean? It's a proper, worthy release.
Back then we were all still friends.
Yeah.
We were all broke. None of us had any money. And there was really that sense of camaraderie and all for one and one for all. You know,
you would have recorded this as a 4-piece with us. Was that right? Like,
yes.
Keith Appleton did the keys. I don't know if Greg played anything on the album. So
that's correct.
Yeah.
And actually, funny story. Jared is actually a CGI.
That's right. Yes.
We took bits of Robin and like some of Stewart and kind of Frankenstein this fake person.
I'm going to show this now, actually, just so we can see what Nick's talking about. I'll get this up on the screen properly in the edit, but yes, there's the CGI.
Yeah.
Jared Demeter, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it says he appears courtesy of December Moon, which was the band that Robin and Woz
yes, that's it, yeah.
And yet he doesn't appear on the December Moon record
no,
because he doesn't exist. Yeah. You get to see a lot of Donny's range on this song in particular, because in the first track he's doing a lot of the kind of, the low talking sort of thing, and a couple of grunts and stuff. But in this one, you've got the screeching, you've got the screams, the growls, everything. He's brilliant on this track, I think. You
see, the thing that got me about the Principal album and this is I remember saying to him, "Why have you changed the vocals? Why are you not doing what you did on Total Fucking Darkness?"
Yeah.
Because for me, his vocals on TFD, the last demo, they're the best vocals he's ever done.
Mm-hmm.
The range and everything, because he kind of took some of what Glenn Benton did on the first Deicide album.
Yeah.
The highs and the lows.
Yes,
and
the multi-tracking,
the overdubs and stuff.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And, I remember when we recorded Principal, like, why have you changed it? Why don't do TFD? Oh, I want to do something different. I want to evolve.
Yeah.
And this is actually the opening bit to Summer Dying Fast.
No, it's
A Dream of
Wolves in the Snow. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was the intro to Summer Dying Fast, I think.
Yes, you're right. You've got that opening line. Is
Queen
from
Winter Throne was on the original Dusk sections, but we kind of reworked it a little bit.
Ah, okay.
The middle section with the crows and the big reverb on the drums.
So this would have been a Stewart track? No, this would have predated Stewart, would it?
No, this was the Principal era.
Yeah.
But obviously, we reworked it and still put his stamp on it and changed a few bits and But this is one of my favourite Cradle songs. It
might be my favourite Cradle song. Yeah. I think
the dynamics and the structure and the movement and the mood changes, I think it worked beautifully.
I think, when we get to this, what you do at the end is incredible. What Sarah's doing at the end is incredible as well.
Yeah, it still gives me goosebumps today. And that kick pattern there, with the kind of off-beat you know, it wasn't conventional black metal, but I wanted to do something different, you know.
Yeah. The leap between your playing on Principle and your playing on this is one of those great leaps in the history of metal music. It was like, fuck, this guy's really been putting the practice in between records. Like, do you know what I mean? I know obviously you recorded Dusk and it was shelved and everything, but there's real evolution between those two records, Nick, you know?
Yeah, well, we used to practice like every day almost.
Yeah. 5
times a week, you know? And so I got to play drums a lot. And it's funny you mention that because, like I said before, I'm good friends with Gene Hoglan for over 35 years now. And his girlfriend at the time gave him a copy of Principle and he gave him a copy of this. And he's like, whoa, that guy's been fucking working out. You know? But
me and Gene, great minds think alike.
But there's a few bits that I totally ripped from Individual Thought Patterns.
Yeah.
And it's on this song too.
Yeah, point that out when it comes up.
I used to love it when we used to do the skank, the funk skank.
100%, yeah.
You know, like the mood change is amazing.
It's Lost More Than Orgasm has that on it as well.
Yes,
and it's brilliant, yeah.
Twisted Nails of Fate too.
Yeah.
You know, I love it.
Can you talk about Danielle Coddington?
Yes.
What was she like? Was she around much?
No. We just once we tracked all the music, we just got her up there to do a bit, and then once she'd done, she went back home.
Yeah, and she just did spoken word. I don't think she sang. Is that right?
No, and she does the kind of moaning, groaning.
Yes, yeah.
Thing. And Sarah did great on this album too.
Yeah, she is. She's incredible. Yeah, she talked about how proud she was when she came up with the vocal layering at the end of this song, and it's like you say, it give you goosebumps, like, you know.
She really nailed it, you know. Yeah. Like, kudos and much respect to her because, you know, we didn't really treat her the best. You know, we used to take the piss out of her, and you know, being the only girl, and you know, we were young, we were kids.
Yeah.
You know, so she put up with a lot of shit from all of us.
She did, yeah.
She still nailed it, and you know, respect to her. This is the bit we changed from the original version.
Yeah. I don't think it's on the version that came out. It must have got lost. I think it's the only one that didn't come out whenever Cacophonous reissued the original Dusk a few years ago. Yeah. This wasn't on it. So
it wasn't?
I don't think so.
Maybe there's some copyright shit then, I don't know.
This is brilliant.
I wanted the De Mysteris.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah did brilliant. So what I was talking about earlier about, you know, how I play different beats to the same riff.
Yes.
Well, it comes in with the blast. It's still the same riff.
Yeah.
It's just you play different.
Yeah.
And then I turn it around and do the Slayer beat.
Yeah.
On the same riff.
Brilliant tone as well. Like, I mean, Stuart always had brilliant tone, but yeah, the guitars on this record just sound incredible.
Yeah, it's just a little bit thin, but everything's there.
Yeah.
You know, you can hear everything. It's great.
Did you hear the... it's not really a remix, but there was a remaster of this album. I think it came out last year. The Darkness Shall Rise Productions version.
No. They sent...
Yeah, and it's...
great packaging.
Lovely. It's got the booklet and the poster, but the... It's very subtle, but you can hear your snare sounds much better on it, I think. And the guitars are cleaner on it too. That was remixed by...
The cymbal is a little bit brighter too.
Yeah.
Going straight into the skank again.
I love Danny going from the high scream to the growl over those bars is brilliant too, you know.
Yeah, it was a really great time. I mean, like I say, we were broke as fuck. We had nothing. We were still on the dole. And, you know, we were so, like, angry at the label because they spent all of our money building the label, signing other bands for their roster, while we're sleeping on the floor in winter eating potatoes and toast.
Plus, you've just come back from what could very nearly have been a total collapse of the band. You know, half the guys went off to the Blood Divine, and then you guys could either could have quit or just, you know, regroup. And you know, you can hear there's a ferocity on this album that no other Cradle of Filth album has. It is real, almost not anger, but like there's a real drive in it. You know.
Yeah, it's quite peppery.
Yeah.
I remember when the split happened, and I was genuinely worried. It's like, how the fuck are we going to come back from this? With like a drummer, a bass player, and a singer.
Yeah.
We need 2 guitarists and a keyboard player that are going to fit in with us personally, but also understand the ethos of the band and the influences, and because it could have gone south. It could have totally changed the band. But Stewart was amazing.
That drum fill, Nick.
Yeah.
That fuck all the way down the toms, onto the snare and then back up. And that's so well put together, the song. The arrangement's just incredible. What about, I know that on the original Sin version of Dusk, Robin didn't play bass, so he'd obviously left the band and then came back again as well. So he came back after the Ryan brothers and Paul left, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah. It was actually John Kennedy.
Yes.
Who went singing in Guitar Enthroned.
Yes.
A good friend of mine. And it's sad that he passed away.
That's right, yeah.
A few years ago.
He did. Did Robin contribute much writing-wise?
Not really.
No.
Again, it was a lot of time it was me and Stuart.
Yeah.
And the keyboard player Greg at the time. But
he's a good
Greg
player. Robin, though, he's very present on all of the albums that he played on. Bass was a very important part of Cradle of Filth. That after he left, it never was again. I don't think.
Yeah, the times when he did contribute riffs, stuff they were golden.
Yeah.
And here's the King Diamond.
Yeah.
Will you score this the King Diamond bit?
Yes, the awkward one to listen to whenever you're growing up in as a teenage metal fan. This section, yeah. But this is the one I was telling you about with this riff, and then it goes on to the guitar, but the harpsichord's still playing it, and then like you said, afterwards it slows right down and it's just playing the toms on the snare, but it's the same riff, just played at like a fraction of the speed. Now,
on that snare, I really wanted a big, massive, bombastic reverb, like something. But it just didn't work.
No, you've only got the reverb on the tom, and then the snare is just dead. Like Yeah,
but I want it to be like a kind of like a snare explosion.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And then the groove pattern here, it's not conventional black metal. That's kind of like the Neil influence and
But the build of it. The build is just...
It's amazing.
Expert.
It really is. Favourite Cradle song. So this bit here, the next bit I'm going to go down.
Yeah.
The splash thing.
Yeah.
That's from Individual Thought Pattern.
Ah, yeah, okay.
So if you listen to it coming up now.
Yeah.
That's straight ripped off Individual Thought Patterns.
It's brilliant. You also changed where you hit the accent on the China changes this time.
Yeah.
Whereas previously you were playing on the offbeat, again, very subtle, but brilliant songcraft.
We used that China there was called the Big Flat. There you go, the splash thing again.
You see when you're playing the Slayer beat, Nick, are you going for consistent? Is that 16th notes? Is that the right phrase that I'm using?
Yeah.
Or were you just trying to hit it sort of?
No, it's single notes.
Yes, yeah.
Single strokes. A lot of drummers, I wouldn't call it cheating. It's just
they call it the cheat beat, don't they? Yeah.
Like they do that, but I'm.
Yeah. I prefer this version to the Dusk version as well. Because this was recorded 3 times. It recorded for the original Dusk, and then it was recorded for the digipack of the Music for Nations for Dusk as well, which is more gothic. There's more keyboards in it, but again, this has the anger, the rawness, the...
Yeah, the demo version of it actually is really good.
Yes, that's right. It's on the reissue as well.
Yeah.
So it could be the most recorded Cradle song, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. The fucking speed of that tom fill, like.
I love the tom sound on this album.
Yeah, it is. It's brilliant.
And like I say, the first time I used triggers, those little flourishes, they would have really got lost without the triggers.
Yes.
You know.
Of course, and that's not, you hear people that, the standard anti-trigger argument.
Oh yeah,
which is such bullshit. It's like if you're playing badly, you're going to hear it badly. You need to play well for it to work.
All it does is replicate what you play.
Yeah.
So if you're playing like arse, it's going to sound like arse.
Yeah. Another killer Phill here.
Oh, to be young again.
Fucking hell, yeah. I think the first time I listened to this, so this is I still have my original copy, and we showed you this the last time. This is, when I sold off my CDs, this is one of the ones that I kept, so that's just an original standard edition. But I remember the first time I heard that, I remember what I was reading, I remember what the weather was like, I remember it so clearly, and the first time I heard this song, I was like, this is the best record ever. This is fucking... Because I'd heard Midian before that, and I didn't get on with it that well. And my friend was like, I think you'd really like Cradle of Filth. And I was like, I wasn't down about that purple one. And he's like, listen to this one, you know?
Yeah.
This was a Paul Allender song. This was a pre...
Yeah, Paul Allen, Paul Ryan.
You see what Robin does here.
I love the break here.
Yeah. So what Robin's doing some business here, that on the Dusk version he just plays a single note. That's gone. They completely covered it. But
and this Phill is very Neil Peart.
Oh yeah. 100%. Unmistakable.
I love the offbeat kick as well on it. You know, it just creates a different groove.
Yes.
And this bit, unfortunately, you can't hear you can't really hear the triplet I'm doing.
Yeah. There's great punch in that kick sound though, which really cuts through.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're again. It's the guitars are staying the same, but you're changing something every couple of bars, and then it goes into the tom breakdown too.
I love the big tom fills. You know, they're great for the transitions between riffs.
You've got this splash thing again here. Oh no, it's this.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, did with the left hand almost, I think, you know.
Yep.
This is the problem with these things: is you get sucked in and you just end up listening when it's this good. Do you know what I mean? It just.
Yeah, it's. I hadn't heard it in a long time, and I listened to it last night.
Yeah.
So we could prepare for this, and yeah, it really brings back a lot of happy memories. It's like I say, we were all friends still back then. You know, there was no money. We were all broke.
I have a joke to make about that. Prepared this comedy bit here. It's good to see you and Danny on the same page. Ha ha ha. Oh, you are oh, that's solo. Because again, the solo is different on Dusk as well. This solo is gnarly.
Yeah.
Your credit on this, Nick, is Impaler Troop Movement. Did you ever have any input into those, or was Danny writing those? Do you know?
Danny did that one.
Yeah.
I think it was me that came. I came up with Zyklon Beats.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was a mutual thing for Hammer of the God.
Yes. Yeah. Was that a nod to Bonzo? Was it?
Yeah. The Led Zeppelin book.
Yeah. Was Greg in the band when this was recorded?
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
So because Keith Appleton is an absolute wizard.
Yeah.
With keyboards, I mean, he did all the keyboards on Paradise Lost Gothic.
And the first MDB record as well.
Yeah. And Gothic, even to this day, remains one of my all-time favourite UK metal albums. And during the recording of this, like, Gothic was getting played like fucking Typo Negative, Bloody Kisses.
Yeah.
You know, that was kind of like they were kind of like our go-to albums, you know, for atmosphere and vibe. You know,
Bloody Kisses was still one of the best sounding records ever recorded. That thing is a sonic masterpiece. Like,
you know, when we when we expressed our fandom to Keith, for Gothic, and oh yeah, I can do all that.
Yeah,
he's absolute wizard.
Did he write this? Do you know?
Yes.
Yeah,
he did.
Had you done the tour with Brian at the stage, or did that follow Vempire? With Brian Hipp?
Yeah, we didn't tour with Brian. We did a few shows.
Just a few, yeah.
Yeah. We did the Astoria with him.
Yeah.
With Gorgoroth. And I can't remember who else played. Because it was supposed to be Cradle, Anathema, Enslaved, and somebody else, but it didn't come to fruition.
Yeah.
But we ended up with Gorgoroth and somebody, I can't remember. It might have been Primordial. Or, I really can't remember. I do remember Gorgoroth, though, because they all came in being way too serious.
Gal is Gorgoroth, isn't he?
Not anymore, I don't think.
But he was, wasn't he? Yeah.
Not at the time, no.
No?
I think it was Pest.
Top 5 black metal band member names there.
And I believe the drummer was Eric.
From Immortal. Eric.
Immortal Borknagar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the greatest. I don't know whether it's a joke or not. Knowing Immortal's sense of humor, I suspect it might be. But in the liner notes for Pure Holocaust, where it says Abath Doom Occulta, bass vocals, Demonaz Doom Occulta, guitar, Eric drums. He didn't get a cool name,
No. I love Pure Holocaust too.
Pure Holocaust rules. Yeah, that's a brilliant album. Abath played drums on that.
It does what it says on the tin.
Yes, absolutely.
I love the melodic structure of this piece. It's beautiful.
It is. Yeah, it's really, really good.
Really is. And Keith did it in like 10 minutes.
I just knocked it out.
On the old school Q bass too.
Yeah. It's important to take a break for something like this even the short space of 36 minutes. I think Vempire runs about 36 minutes.
Yeah.
To still devote some time to this sort of thing, because it's beautiful, and also the way that it ends, where you can just about hear the count.
Yes.
It's pulsing there, but it's not like it sounded out, and then it feeds straight into the count at the start of the Angels. Where the chokes are and everything. It's really, really well put together.
So Ruin, that was the second song we wrote with Stuart.
Yeah.
And also Brian Hipp contributed the very end riff. That was Brian's riff.
Ah, right, okay.
Brian
climbing riff, yeah.
Brian was with us when we were jamming.
Yes.
Vempire. And unfortunately it didn't work out. And later he died.
That's right, yeah. We've got to talk about the blast at the start of this when it comes in here, but let's just enjoy the moment.
It's all 1 foot too.
Oh, you see, you've preempted my question. We're on the same wavelength here.
I didn't do the 2 foot until Cruelty.
Yes.
On Desire.
That's right, yeah. Because if I'm not mistaken, is this the first time on a Cradle record where you played? That's the Mickey Harris blast. The alternating hands.
I think so. Yeah.
You're leading with the hi hat and the snare is in between.
Yeah. Leading with the kick and the
the kick and the hat. Yeah.
And it's in threes. It's 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3.
That's right. Yeah. I find the snare gets lost a wee bit in this though.
Yeah.
But,
you still get the idea.
It is. It's brilliant. Yeah. It's probably the fastest moment on any Cradle of Filth record to this point.
This bit's beautiful.
It is. When the bell comes in and the bell's slightly off.
Yeah.
The bell's not on the time.
I'm getting goosebumps.
It's so
quite
good.
Nostalgic.
Yeah,
really.
It is. It's really, really good. And that's a cor anglais, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the artwork as well. I'll get your thoughts on this. Again, I'll hold this up to the camera, but by the time I get this edited, I'll get so that people can see things properly. But I want to get your read on your facial expressions in these photographs. Okay, can you see yourself there? Okay. Do you think you look happy there, Nick?
No, that was taken at some wedding photographers in Ipswich, and the candelabra. That was mine.
There's another one. Now, the eyes, the intensity in the eyes there.
Yeah, well,
speaks volumes. I think.
I wasn't really down with the scowl, you know.
Yeah.
Black metal scowl, because everyone seemed to do that. I just wanted to look kind of menacing and almost psychotic.
I think, principle, you are all just wearing black metal long sleeves. Yeah. And then for this one and for Dusk, you're kind of wearing waistcoats and frilly shirts, and then by the time you get on to Cruelty, then it's leather and stuff.
Yeah.
What was your feeling about, like, you know, the image in general? Were you on board for that stuff, or were you uncomfortable with it? Or
it's part of the whole theatre. Mm-hmm. You know, you can't play this music and be wearing, like, you know, high tops and blue jeans and, you know, a metallic.
Like the Tampa guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't click, you know, because black metal is very theatrical, and it's all about the aesthetics as well.
Yeah.
You know, in the music and the imagery.
I have a question for you too, Nick. When did the hair come off? You still got hair in those photographs?
That came off for the Dusk photos.
Yes.
The photographer said, "Would you mind shaving your head?" I was like, "No, of course."
Yeah.
I'm thinking Uncle Fester. I was like, "Oh, let's roll."
Right. Yeah.
You know, and of course it stuck like shit to a blanket. You know.
Great riff, and then the harmony on top of the riff is.
I think that's Brian's riff as well.
Yeah.
Again, you see how I'm playing different beats over
yeah.
Mm-hmm. It kind of alters the mood and the atmosphere.
Yeah. You're like the anti-Fenriz, and that's not a criticism of Fenriz, but I remember Fenriz saying once that he basically wanted to play one beat throughout almost all of Transylvanian Hunger. The whole idea of that album. It's a brilliant album, yeah, and
oh my God,
he said he wanted it to be hypnotic, you know.
Yeah, the production though.
I love the production, because if it didn't sound like that, it wouldn't be Transylvanian Hunger, you know.
No.
But that's true. That's true for Justice, and you may disagree, but it's true for Cruelty. I think for a lot of us as well. That's what you get used to the ways.
Although I hate it, but yeah, I know what you're saying. This bit is beautiful.
It's so good, and again, it's Robin. Robin carries this.
Same with the Malice to the Looking Glass.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This gives me goosebumps still, mate.
He had such good. He's just so important to the sound of Cradle of Filth, and he obviously, you know, he stuck it out for longer than most.
Yes.
You know, for whatever reason, but so important to the sound of the band, and just when he went, that was it. The bass just never came back the same way, you know.
This bit is just epic. I know that word gets used a lot.
It really is.
Here, mate. I've got goosebumps. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
You're doing something here too that you do on Queen as well that I meant to mention earlier, which is going from the hats up to the crash for a couple of bars, then back to the hats. And again, it's very simple but so effective.
It's absolutely godly. It's beautiful.
And then this Phill. And then you're into
the Sisters of Mercy bit.
Yeah. And Sisters of Mercy and Cradle of Filth use the same font. Don't know if you were ever aware of that, which is also the false face font, which I use for all my video thumbnails. Casablanca Antique, I think it's called. But yeah, it's my go-to font.
And then the build up here.
Yeah. Oh, those toms.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So you happier with the drum sound on this than on Dusk?
I love it. I love it. Yeah, this is my favourite Cradle album. I like the production. I mean, the drums are a little thin, but everything works.
You can hear everything you're doing, I think, for the most part. You'll probably hear stuff maybe that didn't translate because you'll know because you played it, like, but... That flam, you know, perfectly judged.
then back to the blast.
Mm-hmm.
Then the breakdown.
Did Danny, how did Danny do in the studio? Did he struggle with any of this, or did he get in and out, or?
I don't know, because every time he used to track the vocals, we all had to get the fuck out.
Oh yeah.
You know, he'd have the studio cleared, we'd light candles and create an atmosphere.
Yeah.
Booth. You know, and we'd get called in, like, listen.
What about you, Nick? I mean, how were you in the studio? Like, did you get this done quickly, or did you have to agonize over it? You know?
Yeah, because we rehearsed a lot. This is Brian's riff.
What you're doing now is what I ended up doing. I think I listened to this 4 times since I sent you that message yesterday, because the first time I tried to listen to it, I got about halfway through with the notes. No, yeah, Grant.
My allergies are really giving me shit.
I've been having it too. Yeah, I've been lucky this evening, but I tried to make notes yesterday when I was listening to it, and I just ended up air drumming the whole album, like, you know.
Yeah. So there, I'm doing kind of like the jagged snare, the jagged ride pattern, trying to follow the movement of the riff. But you can't really hear it because of the mastering.
Some business happening here.
Yeah, and that was Danielle.
Yes. Yeah, she's brilliant at that.
She's really good.
What an interesting career choice.
Yeah, especially the porny bits. Like,
yeah.
I know, yeah. You know, even when you're like 22, you're like, oh, okay.
I was like, everything I was into at the time, it was all over Ackercocker Records, you know, as well.
Yeah, I love the Ack Boys.
Any thoughts? Having finished listening to that, Nick? What was that like for you?
Very nostalgic.
Yeah.
You know, it took me back. It invokes a lot of memories.
Yeah.
You know, at that time and that era. You know, like I say, we were all really good friends still, because we were all broke.
Yeah.
And we were all, you know, the camaraderie, all for one, one for all. And, you know, I remember having to sell my TV and my stereo down at Cash Converters just so I could pay my phone bill.
Yeah.
You know, and
fucking hell.
Yeah, I had a fax machine, because back then it wasn't emails, it was faxes.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a phone fax machine, you know, that I'd send to promoters and stuff. And, you know, I remember having to take my stereo and my TV down to Cash Converters just to pay the bill. You know, but it didn't matter, because we were young and we were just so driven. Excuse me.
You okay?
Yeah, it was a really, really special time in the band, even though, like I say, we were all broke. You know,
you hear a lot about whenever bands have to complete a contractual obligation, what they'll do is like a greatest hits package or a live album or something. You guys weren't in a position to do that. What was it that drove you guys to make something so brilliant? Because obviously you probably didn't feel like you owed Cacophonous anything, because they hadn't been good to you, and you weren't going to see a penny. Am I right in saying that Cradle never saw any money from those first 2 releases at all?
We later on we did.
Yes,
but,
yeah.
At the time, no, we didn't. It was weird, because I think we were driven by the frustration and the resentment to the label. That's what drove us.
Yeah.
You know, and
we leave you with something brilliant to remember us by, because you fucking showed us out the door.
You know, because of how well Principle was received, you know, we couldn't just knock out a piece of shit next, because it would have been commercial suicide.
Yeah.
Hey, I hate to use that term, but, you know, because of how well the first album was received on the underground and everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we've got to beat that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because once we go and Dusk is released, that's going to even top the first 2.
Would you have had an inkling? Would you have known? Rephrase that. Would you have known when Vempire came out in April that Dusk was going to hit the same year? Do you think?
No, I wasn't expecting it to be the same year, but you know, because we were we were on the verge of signing with MFN. We'd already spoke to them, and they were very interested. There's two labels actually, Earache and MFN, and because Paul Lowsby, who was Faye's business partner, the management, he managed Dearly Beheaded on Music for Nations, and he managed Cathedral on Earache.
Yeah.
So I happened to call him up and say, look, here's the deal. We've been offered two deals by two different companies. You represent a band on each label. And who would you say? And he said, whatever you do, do not sign to Earache.
Yeah.
You know, I'd go with Music for Nations. And because I'd heard so many horror stories as well about Earache and paying their artists, you know, I knew the Entomb guys, the Napalm guys, and, you know, Carcass and all of the top names that were on the Earache.
They no longer are.
Yeah, they all had the same problems.
Yeah.
So it was a no-brainer, really. And because Music for Nations had Metallica and Wasp and Merciful Fate in the early days, the 80s, it was like, yeah, that's where we need to go. And I can't say anything except good things for Music for Nations. They pushed the band to new limits.
Yeah.
You know, their press campaign, you know, the PR department, it was insane.
Well, even if you take a look at like there's the three versions of Dusk, you know, there's the digipack, and then there's the Coffin as well, which had art that wasn't in the other copy, so they were putting money into the band. And,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I don't have a copy of the digipack anymore, but I've got 2 copies of the Coffin.
2 coffins, yeah.
Yeah.
There's the pencil drawing of you in the coffin. I don't think looks fucking anything like you, but they're good. They're good drawings. But I was just like, what the fuck is this?
It's more like a caricature.
Yeah, I suppose it is. Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, But we'll talk more on that. You know, when we
get there. Yeah, absolutely. So you've made it this far. That's from Resident Evil 2. What a chat. What a great man to spend that much time with, and the Vampire commentary, I'm sure you'll agree, it's just like, I mean, for me it was a dream come true, an actual dream. I dreamt that this happened years ago. I dreamt that I would ask Nick Barker to do a DVD commentary with me, and then I chased him for months and months and months, and you know, as he details at the top of this video, there's a reason why he couldn't get back to me, and again, GoFundMe is still live, and I'm pushing it, and I'm pushing it, and I'm pushing it. Send him a quid, send him a fiver, send him 10. Take a look at what some of the other cats have been sending him. There's some serious donations going on there, but like, this is a guy that has earned our help, and you know, you're probably, if you've got this far, it's because you love Nick, so show him some love. Similarly, I'm now about to present my interview with Kate and Phill, the organisers of Barker's Blastfest, who I just wanted to give a plug to as well, because they're kind of pushing the same agenda as me, which is help Nick Barker. So we're going to wrap this video up with these two certifiably good dudes, and obviously great taste, as you'll tell from the poster in the background. But that's going to be it from me for this installment, and I'll see you next time. I don't know who my next guest is going to be. I've got that many folks lined up, but stick around. Love yous. See you next time. Here are the organisers of Barker's Blastfest. Tell us the top line for Barker's Blastfest. What are you guys doing? When are you doing it? And why are you doing it?
So it's on the 3rd of October. So it's a fundraising event for Nick's GoFundMe page. So all profits go towards Nick's GoFundMe. We're just putting on a one-day event. 11 bands are going to be on it. So it's a full day of death metal, all to help Nick with his GoFundMe.
This is brilliant, yeah. Have you guys been in contact with Nick at all? Does he know that you guys are doing this, or have you had any involvement from the great man?
Yeah, we've had a few conversations with him. Like, he's asked us how we're getting on, and he's got a couple of ideas to help us as well. Like, so yeah, hopefully making a few announcements with a couple of things that we're going to be doing soon.
Excellent. No, that's brilliant. How did you know how to do something like this? How do you do a festival? You know,
it was kind of your idea, really, wasn't it? Like, I'd been talking to a couple of bands that I played with about doing a couple of small shows. Then I got talking to Nick. I saw his GoFundMe, and I thought, how can I help him? Like, make something a bit bigger of this and do something for him to give back. Like, he helped me out over the years, like Like he used to come down to my old practice room. We'd jam along with him and stuff, and he used to take me to gigs and things like that. So I just want to kind of give something back to him and say thank you really for everything that he did. So Kate came up with the idea, instead of doing some small gigs, like why don't we put on a festival? Like let's get the bands that you've already spoke to, get a few more bands and try get some big headliners, and like let's make a festival, a full day fundraiser for him.
And I mean, do you guys have any background in promotion or anything like that?
No, you work in market managing, don't you?
Yeah.
So you kind of like you're involved in like all the social media side of things. So that's where a lot of the ideas have come from social media.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that we've got any background in it though. It's been a bit of a learning curve doing this kind of thing. Yeah, it's been pretty tricky.
Yeah, just been reaching out to people, and like a lot of people have been really great in helping out. Like people want to get involved, they want to support the cause, and like they're all behind Nick. They want to help him out.
It makes sense, yeah. I mean, he's a beloved figure, not just for the music that he's made, but also just the friendships and relationships that he's had. I mean, like everybody pretty much has good things to say about him, and
definitely,
yeah, I can understand it. Phill, you're in one of the bands that's playing, is that right?
Yeah, so I play bass for Absolution.
Nice one. And how long have you been doing that?
So I joined them. It was like November last year.
Okay,
so it's not been too long. I was in Skolexin before that, but then kind of not doing anything really with that band at the moment. So I was looking for a band. They were looking for a bassist, so I joined them.
Easy fit, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, and it's been great. Like they're well up for doing the gig, and it's been a great help. Like we've managed to meet a few other bands that have been up for joining us and doing it as well.
Brilliant. Would you say that the lineup is finalized, or is there space for? I mean, you've alluded to some announcements being made there, but is there space for any groups on that bill, or how set in stone are things?
So at the minute, we've got one more announcement that we'll be making like in about a week's time.
Good.
So looking forward to that one, and then all depending on ticket sales, like we might end up like extending the hours then, but it all just depends on how sales go, really.
Yeah,
I suppose so.
We're looking at maybe putting on a bit of an after party and like seeing how it goes, really, if it develops now. But at the minute, it is looking like it's
set.
The lineup is set now.
No, I mean, it's a great lineup. I mean, do you want to tell us what the bands are? I mean, of course, everybody. I'm going to put all of the relevant links in the description for the video. But yeah, I mean, what's the full lineup? The reason I'm asking is because there's one of the names on the poster I can't read, which is sort of a given for death metal groups, which is pretty good. I believe so. Yeah.
Deliberate miscarriage.
Oh well, that's maybe a good reason for not having that one so legible, isn't it?
Yeah. Really nice. Bunch of guys as well. Yeah, they sound pretty brutal. Like the music is brutal.
They're
just really nice guys, and they play really good death metal.
Yeah.
So we got talking to those guys through getting Desecration as the headliner. So
so Charlie's playing bass for Deliberate Miscarriage and for Desecration as well.
Yeah. But it's just such a for us to be talking so civilized and using those two words. It's just, I'm sorry. Like, I've been listening to this music for like nearly 30 years, but you never get over certain certain things you can never be desensitized to. No, that's brilliant. Malediction's playing as well, I believe.
Yeah, that was one of the bands that I got talking to when we played a gig in January with them. I've got a friend who plays drums for them as well. So we said about doing a gig, like a local gig. That's how it kind of came about. Like, let's do this festival and let's invite them to do it as well.
So just to confirm, the full lineup as of broadcast, with a few more surprises to be announced. Just with that caveated, we've currently got Desecration headlining, as well as Blasphemer, Malediction, Absolution, Consecration, Death Covenant, Void Below, Grave Ghoul, Suffering Rites, and the aforementioned and unfortunately named Deliberate Miscarriage. I mean, it's just brilliant that you guys are doing something, because apart from Nick has, I mean, I forget sometimes how long this has been going on now. It's a couple of years really since the news broke, and the GoFundMe's been live all that time. But like, good on you for doing it, because nobody else did. Do you know what I mean? There was a thing there that deserved to be done, and you guys took some initiative, and you know, it's the support for it is brilliant. It's nice to see. Just everything, I can't phrase that any other way, but it's just like, thank you very much just on behalf of this metal community for being the guys to do this, because it rules,
Cheers.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for your support as well. Like just doing things like this, being able to push it in any way is brilliant. It's definitely massive help.
Of course, yeah. I mean, it just by like I've been trying to get Nick. I've been trying to get Nick back on the show since the day after the first one went up. Like he was the first guy that I spoke to for the show, and it was just a bit of a dream come true. I mean, you probably can't. I think it's just cut off by the camera frame, but like he's on my wall. Like that's the Cruelty and the Beast poster there behind me, so he's always behind me when I'm doing this, you know. But I mean, we spoke for I think it was over 3 hours, and you know, it was only got cut off because his tablet ran out of battery, and I was like, I've got 2 or 3 questions left, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The next day I was like, when are you coming back? So I pitched an idea for him, which hopefully will constitute the body of this episode of the show. So that's been our excuse for getting this done. But you know, obviously, yeah, the more eyeballs we can get towards your thing, the better. Like, can I just ask as well, how did you guys get it? Like, where did you first come across Nick's music?
So I bumped into him a couple of times. I think he was tour managing. I think it might have been Deicide. So this must have been like around like 2004, something like that. Mm-hmm. Got talking to him, bumped into him a couple of times at these gigs, and then realised we lived in the same town.
Okay.
So we didn't live too far away from each other, and he ended up coming down to practice, and ended up jamming with us a couple of times, and then. When he was, he ended up going through a divorce with his partner, and he was looking for somewhere to move into. I was looking to move out from my parents, so we ended up house sharing.
Oh, okay.
So, ended up living with him for about 2.5 years, I think it was. Like he was away on tour quite a lot at that time, but every time he'd come back, like it was always like we get to hang out. Like he'd come down to the practice room, we jammed some tracks together. It was always really good when he came home.
So it's not so much a case of like, what's the first album you heard, as like how did you literally meet and befriend him? You know, like that's so cool.
I think it was he just finished with Dimmu, but I'd watched a few videos of him. I went to Wacken in 2004.
Yeah,
but I'd been watching like the footage of like all the previous years, and I saw Dimmu play, and watching Nick play with Dimmu blew me away. Like he's a phenomenal drummer, and then getting to bump into him and then meet him, it was. Yeah, a bit of a mind-blowing experience. Like
I've had dreams like that. Yeah, it's just just running into people. It did happen to me once. I met Michael Ackerfeld from Opeth one time when I was in a music shop in Belfast buying a snare drum, and they were playing that night, and I had decided not to go because their latest album had come out and I wasn't that big a fan of it, and so I had to be like, see you at the show later, and I was like, I wasn't at the show, but I was like, you guys rule, but like, what do you say? You know, I'm not so fond of the new one. It's grown on me over time, but that was an awkward moment. Like, but
tickets are live now. It's £40 per ticket, and that's all fees included.
Yeah, thought we'd just bundle everything in, so what you see is like that's the price.
Yeah. And for that you get the 11 bands and all day of death metal.
And hopefully we can make an after party of it as well.
Nice one. You're gonna have merch and stuff like that as well?
Planning on doing some merch as well. We've been speaking to Dirty Herd about doing some live printing as well, so we'll be able to see how the shirts are made as well. Like, so setting up a little area, having live printing going on.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I've got the first shirt I ever designed for myself was a Nick Barker Cradle of Filth t-shirt, which I don't know why I didn't wear it for this, but like, I just thought like that's the guy that should be on the front of more than 0 t-shirts. So I took his cruelty shot, you know, the one with him kind of hugging the looks like a cross or a tree or something, and he's got that on the shirt. So every time I wear that thing out in public, you kind of have this dream that someone's going to come up and go, "Did you design that yourself? Nick Barker's a legend," and it's never happened. So, but anyway, yes, not yet. No, this time yet. Well, folks, last thing, probably not so important, but is that not a Land of the Dead specific poster behind you?
No, it's Weekend of the Dead. So it was like all the Romero dead films, like all together.
Well, yeah, because you get Big Daddy in the center there, which is pretty cool.
It is the 20th anniversary of Land of the Dead, and then it's got
you still got like some other it's all the Romeros. It's a big festival that's in Manchester about George Romero.
Yeah, that's good. That's cool as fuck. Yeah, Romero, big hero of mine. Like so. Nice one, front and center. Do you know, when we were on the same wavelength here, people, I like to think that the people that are watching this have already established a certain amount of, shared interests with people in the comments and stuff. So, guys, listen, I'll get everything linked, and I appreciate both of you just taking the time, not just to talk to me, but to do this in general. And yeah, it's just great. So thanks on behalf of a whole bunch of us. Kate, not Jane, and Phill, not Philip, and yeah, it's cool. And listen, I'm hoping to get over at some stage. So if that comes to pass, then I guess we'll be able to say hello and have a drink too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Awesome, definitely.
Cool. Come over in October.
I will indeed. All right, folks. Listen, thanks very much. Awesome. All the best to you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
See you again. Cheers. Bye. Bye.
Bye.